Okay, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmed Tharwat. I am a business development manager managing in Group IB, and I will give you a quick introduction about Group IB in the coming slide. I'm mainly managing Egypt, Levant, and North Africa from business development perspective. Quick introduction about Group IB. Group IB is a company focusing on its main focus is in the cybersecurity investigations. So that's why its name is Group IB. IB means Investigation Bureau. The company founded in 2003. The founders are Russians and the headquarters in Singapore. It's an international company, so it's covering most of the regions inside the world. We have a regional office in Dubai, we have a regional office in Amsterdam and in Singapore as a HQ, and in Moscow and in the United States of America. The company DNA was the investigations, and from the investigations, the company started to develop a kind of intelligence-driven solutions. This intelligence-driven solutions actually is providing our customers a kind of a new flavor of security, something that you will not be able to detect with the traditional way of security tools. For example, if there is any kind of attack is happening or a certain threat actor is targeting your organization, you will be able to be notified about any discussions happening between the threat actors that they need to do a kind of attack in the region or in the organization, okay, before they start this. And this is the main approach from building an intelligence-driven solutions. The solutions is segregated to a lot of things. I will focus mainly on the threat intelligence and attribution, and I will give a quick introduction about the threat intelligence and attribution based on theory and also how our solution and how our threat intelligence can add value to our customers. Most of our customers, unfortunately, in the region are thinking of the threat intelligence as a kind of indicator of compromise, which means that they are looking for the intelligence as that is a kind of IP addresses, URLs, domains, which have a bad repetition, and you need to update your security devices with these IPs and domains so that you can protect yourself against this kind of malwares or whatever malicious behaviors based on this kind of indicator of compromise. But actually, the intelligence now can deliver another values other than just delivering a kind of indicator of compromises and IPs and domains and what this kind of stuff. There is several kinds of intelligence. Actually, we have the machine readable intelligence. We have human focused intelligence. We have a kind of analytical tool, which is based on mainly intelligence. And we have also something called RFI and research center or analyst access for intelligence analysis. I will speak on every part of this, and I will describe every part of this and every kind of intelligence in the coming slides. We also focus in our intelligence on the phishing monitoring. So this is one of the most severe attacks that happens for the customers, and most of the severe attacks are happening. And the initial attack vector usually is a phishing attack happening. So the attacker started with a phishing attack, do a kind of social engineering, and then they continue their attack. The first type of intelligence is a human readable intelligence. What's meant by human readable? One of the most important things when you are thinking of intelligence is to have a team that can be fighting directly the threat actors and gaining the experience from the direct war between the researchers and the investigators and the threat actors. And this is one of the things that Group IB is unique. Group IB is an investigation company. It's fighting cybercrime every day. It's facing a lot of types and a lot of kinds of threat actors, either nation state threat actors, cyber criminals, or whatever. They are learning from this fight actually a lot of information about the threat actors. Most of the organizations are looking for developing their security based on compliance. But if I ask you one question, if today I ask you, are you aware about all the threat landscape around your organization? Do you know who are the threat actors that are targeting your organization? Do you know their motivation? Is it a kind of business-wise? They need to steal, for example, credit card numbers or have an access on SWIFT to transfer certain money or whatever. or they are nation states, so they are focusing on doing a kind of denial of service as a kind of war between countries and each other, or if they are doing kind of espionage and they are spying on your organization and your country. So threat actor profiling is something very important. And in order to be able to identify the threat landscape around you, you have to gain a certain expertise that they are fighting these kind of cyber criminals, tracking them, understanding their infrastructures and techniques, tactics, and procedures. And this is what we are doing for Group IB. So what we are doing in Group IB, that we are gaining the experience and fighting the cyber criminals, getting the information about their techniques, tactics, and infrastructure, and then we track them and provide you an information about these kind of threat actors, and you can filter and build your threat landscape based on this motivation. So what we can do, that we can show you a dashboard in our intelligence service, showing you what are the threats targeting your organization, what are the threat actors targeting the organization, and we'll give you full information about them, their attacks, the IOCs, the infrastructure, even their activities. So if they are doing a kind of attack, a new attack with a new tool in one of other entities other than your organization, you will be notified about it and you will be ready to proactively fight against it. Not only your company, but also your partners and clients and your industry and your region. So all these threat actors, you will be able to do so. So this is what we name it, managing the threat landscape. So for the first time, you will be able to identify if there is any alert happened inside your organization, who are the threat actors that are behind this kind of malicious activity. Usually we have an antiviruses, we have firewalls, we detect a lot of command and control communications, a lot of data getting out of the organization, but we can't identify who is the threat actor and what he need to do in my organization. The threat actor that he needs to destroy is different than a threat actor needs to spy, different than a threat actor needs to steal something. So each type of these threat actors, I have to prepare certain security profiling against them to be able to fight them and block them from entering our organization. So we provide a full threat actor profiling. We track them, we track their activities, their infrastructure and everything, and you can filter based on your industry, your region, your country to identify the threat actors that you need to focus, to learn them, and then develop your security tools after that and fine-tune your security tools based on this information. And if you just joined if you access our website, groupi-ib.com, you will find a lot of reporting that we are publishing about threat actors that we are fighting. We are giving you a kind of information about an executive level of intelligence about what's happening around the region, what's happening around the industry, what are the new tools that the attackers are using, the new techniques that they are using. The other thing which is very important in the intelligence is to be machine readable. What's mean by machine readable? I need to take this intelligence information and translate it to a kind of updates to my security tools. So according to this kind of tool, maybe it's a firewall, maybe it's a SIEM solution, maybe it's a kind of a threat intelligence platform, whatever kind of security tool, we can provide you a full stack of integrations out of the box. You can integrate with any security system you need to integrate with, and this will enhance the efficiency of your investment, because you are not now depending on generic updates. No, you are updating your security tools with a focused indicator of compromises and techniques, tactics, and procedures to be able to detect the threat actors that are concerning your organization or your industry or your region. Another thing which we can provide you also is the compromised data inside the dark web. So a lot of attacks that we were discovered currently during the past 3 years, the main initial vector of this attack was an account with high privilege that had been leaked from the company, and the attacker used this account to enter the company with a legitimate way. So having a visibility on this information is very important, not only for your employees, but also for your clients and customers. So for example, if you have an online banking and your customers are a part of a botnet and they are not aware, and they are logging with their usernames and passwords on the online banking, and there is a malware on their mobile phone, for example, they will be able to capture this username and password password, and it will leak this information inside the dark web. Another attacker can use this information to make a kind of social engineering or fraud against those customers. Another scenario, if you have an internal employees and there is any compromise inside the network and leads to a kind of leakages of usernames and passwords, you will be able to track this compromised data on the dark web and be updated with it. Not only the username and password, but all the details about the command and control servers, the botnet that had been detecting, and the malware, and what are the profile of this malware. Not only for compromised accounts, but also for bank cards and credit card numbers. And this is something that there is a very famous shops on the dark web every day releasing a lot of information about leaked cards, maybe coming from an infected point of sale or whatever. All this, you have a visibility about it, and you can protect yourself and your customers from this kind of compromised data, and you will be able to be aware about it. Also, we provide you a malware intelligence, a full information about malwares, and you can profile the malwares, even their type, ransomware, trojans, backdoors, whatever. You will be able to submit actually files and do the analysis on site on our intelligence information, and provide you full intelligence about this malware, who is using it, what are the risks, how you can detect this malware, and how you can prevent yourself from this malware. One of the most important things also that we can provide with the intelligence is analyzing the infrastructures of the attacker or your infrastructure. So for example, if there is any communication happening with a certain IP address or a domain, usually this is small part of an infrastructure of the attacker, but you are not aware about it. And if you want to protect yourself, or you do a proper investigation about this kind of alert, you must have an analysis tool that can help you to build a complete map about this attacker, his infrastructure, his domain list, his SSL certificates, the IPs that he is using, the context of this threat actor, and the source of this threat actor. So all this information will be displayed in a very nice way, graphical way, dynamic, and you will be able to perform full investigation and identify the threat actor that is targeting the organization if there is any kind of incident happening inside your organization. We have also a built-in malware detonation platform. This is a kind of sandbox inside our intelligence platform that can help you to submit whatever files, do a kind of full malware analysis, and identify whatever this file is malicious or not. And if it is malicious, you will be able to identify all the behaviors of this file and translate this to an indicator of compromises to enhance the solutions that you have. We have also a full information about the dark web and what's happening inside the dark web. You can search on any topic, on any nickname, on whatever in the dark web you can search. We are tracking a lot of users inside the dark web, a lot of campaigns, a lot of forums inside the dark web, and whatever data, whatever networks are offered to be solved. For example, in worst case scenario, if your network had been compromised and someone is selling your network for another threat actors to take the advantage and get in this network, you will be able to identify this. If there is a kind of chatter happening inside the dark web about a certain vulnerability that you have inside your organization, and there is an exploit that had been built for it, we will be able to inform you and update you with it. It's very interesting. You will be able to have, as a small real intelligence service with your security framework, which will help you to have a huge visibility about a lot of things happening around you, but you are not aware about it. And even your solution that are deployed on-prem will not be able to be aware about it. What else we provide? We provide also the open source intelligence, which is, so sorry, just a second, I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. So we have also an full access about the open source intelligence, which we gather all whatever happening inside the open source intelligence in our platform that can help you to clarify and do whatever information and analysis about what's happening inside the open source intelligence. One of the main things that is very important, and it's not only detection, but also protection, is the phishing analysis. So we provide, or any of our customers which are registering with us for our intelligence subscription, a full visibility about all the phishing websites that are targeting your organization. Not only detection, we detect, we analyze, and protect. So this is also one of the things which is very important. We have also something in our intelligence which called RFIs. You can submit any request to the intelligence analyst who can analyze this a certain case for you, give you a full information and customized reporting about whatever happened. Last thing that we can provide you also something called attack surface management, which is a kind of analysis on your perimeter to identify whatever public vulnerabilities happen, whatever dark web mentions. This is a light version of our intelligence. Whatever leaked credentials happening around your network, whatever any flows in the network security, malware security, email security, whatever data, you will be able also to have visibility on it. Forrester did a kind of a detailed report about group IB intelligence, and we were getting a kind of return of investment for most of our customers, about 339%. So if you are investing 100K, you are getting a return of investment about 339%, which is very famous. We don't only provide you an intelligence service, we provide you also an training that you can help you to how to customize your intelligence, to have use cases, and to build and produce intelligence internally, and how you can change the intelligence to actions, which is a very challenging thing. And we are focusing on delivering this value, not only by intelligence service, but also by training. Thank you very much. I hope that I was not late, and I'm open for any questions.